this is something that was always on the cutting room floor of topics to cover in Cryptic Corner, because these videos were very prevalent in the mid 2000s, very popular in the especially if you're into the crypto, the supernatural. If you were looking into that stuff, you would have seen this phenomena. It started in Russia, actually, with a Russian video, uh, and now there's a few different people attempting to do their own versions of it that are they get pretty weird. We're going to look at a few of them, though, I think. So to start off, we'll look at one that popped up in my stream recently that reminded me that I wanted to do this topic. There we go. Not. We'll get there in a minute. Sorry, I'm again single screen, not used to it, but trying to make do. So bear with me. All right, now full screen. Otherwise, it does the full screen, which is not what we're going for here. So this is how to make a homunculus. Now, I guess we should go over what a homunculus is. A homunculus is like a little creature. I think singular, it's homunculi, but it might just be homunculus. Let's see. Yeah, they're made by, but instead of being made by a intercourse between a human and another human or another member of the genus Homo, anyway, you're going to put your seed inside of a chicken egg. This is medieval alchemy. So this is from old medieval alchemy books. You put your seed into the chicken egg. You can drill a tiny little hole in there. And then you inject it. And all of these folks that I've seen do it so far followed the instructions of the original creator. And we're going to look at that one too in a minute, but his is really long. This one's shorter and more to the point. His takes that's like 23 episodes or something like that. They put tape on it. I don't know if it didn't. It's medieval, so you have to keep in mind that they didn't know about microbes and things like that. That's like putting tape on your wound. You're going to get an infection. This is not keeping any bacteria out of this egg. Putting this little piece of tape over the top of it. First of all, depending on how sterilized the work area is, it's probably already, this wound probably already infected. And I say wound because you're puncturing the egg. I guess these have to be farm fresh eggs. They can't be like store-bought unfertilized eggs. I don't know. It's far too early for injecting the seed, says Amanda. Yeah. About 2016 is when these all started popping up in my feed. But that was when I was looking into that stuff. I was really big into debating on some paranormal forums and stuff like that. So these came up a lot. And they're interesting, but this is a newer one. This one came out actually after I was like into going into these forums and debating. I don't really go into forums anymore at all. So I used to be moderator in a lot of them. Supernatural forums and animal forums. Carnivora forum was like my favorite. That's a whole other topic, though. So anyway, they inject the man chowder into the chicken egg and seal it up for 10 days. Now, the recipes that I looked at for homunculi all said to that after you do this part of it, you're supposed to stick it in a dung pile. All the other recipes, but all of these YouTube videos that I have seen, there's been no dung pile involved. They put it in like a little Tupperware container for 10 days. So maybe the dung pile is just maybe medieval BC years. I was going to say maybe when Jesus came back, he changed the law or fulfilled the law and no longer had to soak our chicken eggs in dung piles, but this was later than that. Anyway, so then they just crack the egg open and there's all the yolk and inkiness, but there's something in there. What is that? And then, yep, weekly live streams back in action. Just, I don't like the format because I like my own channel art, but I'll work with what I can just so I can hang out with you guys and bring you this sort of weirdness where. Oh, and it moves. All right, hold on. We're going to pause here for a second because there's some things to talk about. There are some things to go over. So pause right there. And, okay, so this is, when you read the comments, that you're like, talking about what's causing that to move, and the main thing that and what I think this video is, and the original as well, is magnets. It's magnetism. Anyway, they're like, oh, well, how could you get that inside that tiny hole of the egg? This doesn't have to be the same egg, and the tape gives you a way to get that in that into that tiny hole. The tape, because this is not the same egg. Just you cut the top off the egg, or crack the top off the egg even. Go ahead and put your little magnet creature, which is, I believe it's usually, I want to say they're made of some kind of sculpting material, but this one may have been more like a latex and then covered with egg gunk. But I've seen other people use different things. We'll talk about that in a minute. But then they put the tape on it, so you can put the tape right over where you cracked it open, and put and seal it back up, and it looks just like the one that you pretended that you were going to use the whole time, the one that you poked the hole in it into the injection. Too early in the morning for injecting seed. But here we are, 9:50. Oh man, it's not that early. It's 10:51 there. It's almost 11 o'clock. It's plenty late enough for seed. If you've never been injected with seed at 11 a.m. in the morning, then are you even living? I'm not shaming anybody for anything. Just teasing you, Amanda. But anyway, let's get back to this creature, because this is the fun part of the video, and we're just at the last minute or so, which is really where all the action is. So, okay, so we saw it moving. It's on this table. There's the same kind of tools that I use to corral my arthropods. Negative side of the magnet, pushing it away. Positive side of the magnet, pulling it in. And I think the bigger tool might have a magnet in it, the big brush. He's going to touch it. If that was like a real thing, would you touch it? It has 4 appendages. See, I think it almost seems like it's like just a clay. This hasn't even been set up. because the way it stretches, so it's almost doughy in that way. But yeah, I think that there's like a magnet in the head. Now that guy who did the original one, he smashed his as a book at this point in this development. But hold on, we are going to. I'm going to watch another one, but I'm going to pull this one down from the screen for a minute. So, what did you think of that one? Was that compelling, or do you think that it looked like what I said, like a little sculpey creature, just crudely put together? It didn't look like they put much into it at all. Into the structure of it, just kind of let it be what it was. Yeah, here's the original. This is the guy who started it all. Hold on, we're gonna. It's got this one's got subtitles, so we will, because he's in Russian. Let me share. And we'll go out here and. Hello, today we are going to do an experiment creating a homunculus. A homunculus is an artificial creature. The creation of a homunculus described in medieval treaties by scientists. I didn't catch his name. Go back. Let me go back. Sorry, I was busy popping through the screens and didn't catch the name. Oh. Paracelsus. So we need a container, a plastic container. Yeah, like this is kind of where we lose the dung pile because everybody follows this guy. And, semen fluid and egg. No dung pile. Whole egg. Poke the hole in it. Yeah, I've seen different people are using different tools to poke the hole in the egg, but I don't know. I'm going to speed this up a little bit, see if we can't, because there's no sense in keeping it at normal speed. Yeah, the smaller you make the hole, the better the chance of success. Oh, yes, they're all. This video is going to be, or this topic is going to be me and Chowder heavy because that's what homunculuses are made of. So, Pale Blue Mama, you're just going to have to deal with my needles full of semen because if we ever end up as roommates, like we were talking about, I'm going to get a whole army of little homunculuses that I'm trained to clean the house for me. So this is going to have to be something that we have around regularly. I don't know how long they live, what their lifespan is. I don't know much about them at all. Their ecology. In the container. Wiping up his, I don't know if that's egg or his fluids. He's putting it inside his beanie. So, let's recap. I'm just going to mute him. There's no sense in having him talk, and I can't speak Russian anyway. So, so far we have an egg injected with semen, stuffed inside, or put inside a Tupperware, and then stuffed inside of a beanie. All right, and now he's opening it up. It rotted. Pleasant smell, I bet. Yeah. Kind of opened an egg up, and a small rotting is acceptable, but yeah, I don't know. Because homunculus is like a little infection and bacteria. You're making me miss my giant tweezers there, dude. Can't wait to get my giant tweezers. Yeah, and his looks a little different. He is still alive. What do you guys think of this one? I don't think that this one's magnets. I think some of the later ones he does are done with that, but it might be, though. I don't know. What did you all think of that one? So that was November, 2015. So yeah, all this stuff came into my feed around that time. It was like, or like maybe the following autumn. So maybe it'd been around a year. But this is making homunculus. Lots of people have done it. You got different people performing the experiment. Oh, this guy uses a little fishy, it looks like. Yeah. Who's here? Is he speaking Russian too, I think. Yeah. That's a fish. You can tell by its structure. It's a ray fin fish. I can tell by its ray fins. And yeah, and that duck wants to eat it. Mm-hmm. You let your duck eat your offspring, you monster. I skipped the needle full of jizz part, though, Amanda, so there's that. Let's see. Do we have any more of these that are worth watching? Here's what we'll do. I'm going to go back to the list because I wanted to find the one where he smashes it. This is this the original one? Maybe this one is. He even uses the beady. This is the 5th experiment. But the homunculus died quickly. He's just sterilizing, which good. Yeah, sterilizing is important. Doing any kind of medical procedure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's this one where it spits something on him. We'll get there in a second, though. Make a hole in the egg. This is there you go. There's your favorite part, Amanda. Get that baby juice all up in it. Ooh, it's overflowing. He just cream pied that egg. Oh, sorry. That was disgusting. I didn't mean to go there. Why doesn't he use a regular poker for when you boil eggs, you make the hole? I don't know why they use what they use. I don't know why they use tape instead of putting like because super glue is literally made for sealing up. Initially, that was its original use was for uh, closing gaps like that. Used medically, so super glue's sterile for that. Because it looks good, he just said. It smells. Let's look inside. I'm going to slow it down because this. Where are you? There you are. We're going to go back to normal speed. Let's turn some sound on because I think it might hiss. This is the original one. Sorry, the other one I just watched was the original.
Здесь есть такое вот отверстие, вроде бы это похоже на рот. Отверстие в задней части тела я не вижу. Ну, возможно, это что-то на вроде кишечно-полостных животных. Ну, таковы мне нравятся.
Jellyfish like sea anemones. Colintala? I don't know how he thinks that's what that is, but I hope it's moving.
Движение появилось. Похоже, он пришел в себя.
He's alive.
Любопытно. Блядь!
Oh, spit on him. Mashed it with his butt.
Ну, теперь он точно мертв. Его так сильно раздавил, что боюсь.
I crushed him too hard. You think so?
Уже невозможно понять.
What is this organ?
Органы.
No, it's impossible to understand. Yeah, because you smashed it with a book. He sprayed something at me. Now there is one.
Куда попала его жидкость? Остались какие-то светлые пятна. Как будто ткань двигается или что. Возможно, кислота. Ну, руку, по крайней мере, не жжет. Ну что ж, мы можем сказать, что гомункулы могут иметь.
Really deep into the weeds with these because this thing, it grows into, and like I said, there's like dozens of videos. It grows into this thing.
К сожалению, с гомункулами никаких изменений не произошло. Гомункул вице продолжает развиваться, и я надеюсь, что он сможет вылупиться сам. Я продолжаю ждать. А про этого гомункула я решил снять видео. Я хочу вам продемонстрировать напряжение, которое этот гомункул вырабатывает на зарядный прибор. Сам я это уже измерял, теперь хочу показать это.
Yeah, you can see if it moves a little bit when they. It's like a sculpture. There's at some point I think it grows eyes. Where are the eyes at, dude? Hold on, let's see if. That's a different creator. Let's go to this guy's main channel. Let's see if we can't. Hard to believe they didn't incorporate a bear native atheist. Yeah, they use different methods, Cadence, to. It depends on how they're displaying it. A lot of this is it's like puppetry tricks and stuff. So they stopped. I think this guy stopped, uploading like 4 years ago. Where does it get the eye at? That's what I want to know. I think it was back further. I think it became that thing later on. Yeah, because it was like a starfish with an eye. Yeah, here's a couple of them. He has a lot of fun with it, I think.
Привет, с вами Камиль. Это мои гомункулы, как вы видите, я поместил их в один аквариум. Я откладывал это, потому что у слупов, как вы помните, появился глаз. Я думал, что может быть изменения еще какие появятся.
This one looks like a...
Тоже ничего не происходит. Поэтому я решил, что пора их заместить в один случай, посмотреть, что это получится. Гомункулы, как вы видите, практически не изменились, может быть, лишь чуть-чуть разросли. У меня даже при сомнении, стоит ли снимать это видео, думаю, что точно такие же, как и были. Но все-таки такое событие, как помещение его сосуд, мне показалось, что видео снять можно.
So, he's got these two different homunculi. One of them's sculpted like a bottle, and the other one's like a starfish. But I think they both started off like a starfish, or the big one started off like a starfish too. Anyway, I'm trying to find the one where it zooms in on its eye, because that's the weird one. Since I can't, here's what Homunculus started. Okay. Homunculus 5. And yeah. It's a fun little, I don't know what you'd call it, a prank. Here we go. There's no mouse here. It has a regular shape compared to the starfish. As it grew, I intended to place two homunculi in one vessel, so I bought a small aquarium. Anyway, so yeah, that's this is where it all started with this guy doing. Allegedly found this alchemy tomb or medieval manuscript that explained how to do this experiment, and he created a homunculi or homunculus and made these little videos where he did all these different things with it in order to attract viewers, and it's fun. It was a fun little adventure when I went on it back in 2016 or whatever. But no, this is not a real thing that can be done. There's not. You pull better homunculi out of your nose, Theo. I believe you. Anyway, yes, it's if this tomb exists, I'd like to be able to see it, or if it's just a scroll or manuscript or whatever. I'd love to dive into it. You're growing 2 homunculi for dinner, nerdy? All right, I will be over at 6. Okay, so that's about an hour. You don't have much time, do you? Where are you, nerdy? All right, so that was the topic for Cryptic Corner, growing your own homunculus. So if you ever wanted to know how that could be done, or how that could be claimed to be done, yeah, there it is. So you take yourself a chicken egg, you take yourself a syringe of your juices, it's got to be man juices, or I guess it'd be a lady juice for me, wouldn't it? Anyway, and you poke a hole in the egg, you inject your seed into the egg, you tape it up, you put it in a Tupperware container, you wrap it in a beanie, not in a dung pile like the ancients would have done, and then or in some wrap it in dung or whatever. You don't do that with these. Instead, you just leave it there for like 10 days, and then you open it up, and there's a little Play-Doh starfish inside that wiggles around. And if you put the Play-Doh starfish into some water, it'll grow into a starfish with an eye in the middle of it. And if you leave it in the water a little bit longer, it'll grow into a volcano that filter feeds, I guess. Anyway, right, so this is supposed to be what a human chicken hybrid looks like. So why wouldn't a human chicken hybrid be a starfish? Why wouldn't it be radial instead of bilateral like humans and chickens are? Because we're bilateral, one side, two side, bilateral, all the way down. Obviously, we're not perfectly bilateral, but our growth is bilateral. Starfish are radial; they go out from the middle in directions. Mostly 5 directions is what people think when they think of starfish, but it can go more directions than that. Sea stars go all different directions. So, why would our offspring, chicken, human, be anything other than bilateral? It doesn't make any sense to me. There's nowhere in our development where, as far as I know, I guess you could say that in our deuterostome, little tiny little floating butthole stage, we are radial, but for the most part, we're not. But anyway, thank you for hanging out in Cryptic Corner with me this morning. We are going to move on